What's up, guys? Welcome back to Viewer Castles. We're starting off with Ledyn. He's a castle level 20, and he wasn't on my friends list, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to attack him with a targeted attack or not, but I guess we both have the same general amount of crowns, so I can still targeted attack him. So basically, you know, you can't see his hero levels, but he's level 20, so it's going to be fairly easy for me to get through this castle, but I'll take a look at what he's got inside and see what I can say about it. Alright, so it looks like just an empty room. Doesn't look like there's any mines in here that I can see. Alright. Alright, then we start off with a spike tunnel. Obviously only 2 active panels because he's under level 24. These are generally not very good until level 24, but once they get there, you know, they're one of the better traps in the game. Honestly, before level 20, like, pre-level 24, I'm not really sure what you can do anymore. Because I know at like level 22 it used to be fire mines that you could use to kill people. I don't know what you're supposed to use now. There's really not that much available. People might still die just because like they're new to the game and stuff like that. Deep pound wars are okay. This could use an upgrade since it's only level 26. You could upgrade it to level 20 if you have the research lab upgrade for it and all that. And that could be one of the biggest reasons why you might be losing if you are, is because if you have creatures that are a full tier, which means like 4 levels under a person, it's going to feel really easy for that person to get through your castle. And then like multiple tiers beyond that, it just makes it even easier. So you want to get all of your upgrades for things, but so far everything's pretty standard. Mouse wheels. Mouse wheels are okay, I guess. Let's see. I don't know about the 4 mouse wheels, actually. I don't see what these... well, not 4, it's like 6 or whatever. I don't really see what these are accomplishing because... I don't think anyone's really gonna... I guess they could go forward. I guess it's keeping the person from going forward into the boss room where there's nothing in there. I guess that can work. It's just maybe a little wasteful. These 2 mouse wheels, they're okay because as you're exiting, maybe you don't have roll off of cooldown because you just rolled off of this or something, and you get hit by this, maybe, but it's not gonna happen all that often, but it's okay. It's not a bad castle. Mostly it just needs to have everything upgraded, and then even still you might not win because the lower level you are, it's harder, in my opinion, to get castle defenses. Although they say the stats say that that the problem lies in like level 28 and above castles in terms of defending. I found it to be about the same across the board, and it's only because you have 4 potions regardless of what level you are, so you're always going to have to deal with that 4 potion count, even if you only have like 1 or 2 rooms at the lower levels, 1 or 2 extra rooms obviously. You still have to deal with 4 potions, and with a lot less defense points it's harder to get through those 4 potions, but either way it's a pretty standard castle, pretty good. Just upgrade your Pete Pound Wars and it should do, I mean, decently, about the best that it can. Really race to that level 24 though, and get the Spike Trap upgrades. That's the biggest upgrade. Alright. We will jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, next up we have Sharky, cast levels of 30. Validated on this knight here. Decent amount of hit points, lower DPS but high resistances as well, so I mean he'd be able to get through a decent castle as well also. Knights don't have to have as much DPS because they can just survive for so long. Alright, so let's jump into it.
Let's go to work.
Couple mines at the start of the castle. Generally I put my mines at the end, but this could signal that there's like a very full boss room, that he doesn't have room for the mines at the end of the castle. That's generally what I assume when I go into castles that have mines at the front, because there's no real reason to put them all at the front unless you don't have room for them anywhere else. Mainly because it gives you the extra time up front, so you don't have the chance to time out. Like, in other situations where the mines are all at the end, I could time out before I get there, and then even if I kill the mines, I don't get that time back, so... You know, I could have maybe made it through with the extra 30 seconds, but now that I don't have those 30 seconds, I might time out before I get to the mines and actually acquire the seconds from killing them. Alright, so let's see, there's a springboard trap there I might end up getting hit on. Try to get over it, I did manage to. Alright. So yeah, these are the kind of things that I've seen a little bit more lately, where they're like they're not like anything amazing, but they are different with the rotating flame traps. You know, it's a cool setup, but there's so many points being used here. Each one of these mouse wheels is 3. Each one of these rotating flame traps is 4, and then you have all the power as well. So this like is a pretty big room. If it doesn't deal enough damage, it's just never going to be worth it. And then the rest of the castle is going to feel a lot easier for the people doing it, just because that was so many points that they don't have to deal with now. Alright, let's see where this throws me. Alright, it's going to throw me into the boss room. It is good for anti-kiting. I do want to say that. Is that a mouse wheel or a springboard trap? Yeah, it is. Alright. There's a couple of them just kind of around that I have to kind of be careful of. Alright, so there is the boss. Flamio is actually probably he's a pretty good boss. When he stands up and breathes fire like this, that fire can really kill somebody like quick. Alright, for some reason I'm taking a lot of extra damage that I shouldn't be taking though. Alright, I have stun immunity, so it's not that big of a deal to hit these springboard traps. I'm not sure if there's more creatures down there, so I'm trying my best to stay out. Oh god, I'm in that flame, that fire. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that stuff deals a lot of damage. And now I have to just kind of dance around and hope that I don't get killed before I can use another potion. But yeah, that stuff's really strong, that flame that he spits out. I mean, if you're standing in it when he stands up and you get, like, stunned, you're auto-dead, and then, if you go through it, you take 600 damage, and like I did, I thought I was outside of it, but I used volley, which is like you can't really cancel that animation. Like once you start volley animation, I was trying to show it, but I don't have enough mana. Once you start that, I can't get out of it until like, you know, a couple seconds. So if you're standing in that, it's really bad for you. But other than that, like the reason why this castle seems easier than it should be is because of that first room. You have, I don't know, 60 plus defense points designated to that anti-kite with the rotating flame traps, where the same exact thing could happen with like a spike tunnel, and you're going to use half that because spike traps are only 2 points and they cover the same general area. They're a little bit easier to avoid, but not so much that I think it's worth the extra 2 points, and that's the main issue with those. I think two things they could really use to change is them going down to 3 points and their footprint being slightly smaller, maybe the size of the ballista trap. That's how they used to be before open creation, and this was before traps did damage to creatures. They used to never deal damage to creatures, so like it messes with their AI so much that it makes it even less appealing to use them. Alright, so we're going to jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and lastly we have Kazow. Castle level is a 30. Validated on this archer here. I've attacked his castle quite a bit. He's one of those old people that's been around for a while.
Those monsters won't know
So let's take a look at what he's got in his castle this time. I don't think I've attacked it since the balance patch, so let's see. Alright, so we've got some Stairmasters on teleport. This is pretty easily kiteable, obviously. There's not much stopping me. I tend to kite more so than I probably need to, but it's the safest way of getting through a castle with 2 stars and not dying at all, and also using less, to me, crowns, or stars equal crowns, there's no real reason. I think maybe you get slightly more loot if you 3-star it, but crowns haven't really mattered to me since they implemented targeted attacks, because my friends list can really just farm me. I mean, everybody knows what my castle does. For the most part, all of my friends list are viewers, so everybody can watch and pretty easily get through my castle if you watched a video on it beforehand. I don't think there's really a castle that people shouldn't be able to beat if they know the defense inside and out. So, I can't really try for crowns. It's not really something I can do unless they bring back targeted attacks where I could attack people that are high crowns all day. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that, but if I could, it would make things a little bit easier. Where I could I can't target people outside of my league, so I can't target these people and get 40 crowns every time. I realize that's why they did that, is because if they allowed that, you would just go to the crown leaderboard and just type in those people's names constantly, 5 times a day, and they would get a ton of extra attacks where they could not win any crowns whatsoever, simply because of the fact that because of the fact that you can't lose any crowns. You know, why would you attack someone where you can lose crowns if you can attack someone that you win 40 and lose 0? Alright, so far we have a set of... This is the type of castle that I like, and the one that type of castle that I want to build, because I hate all in the boss room strategies. I just don't like them. There's not that much that goes into them. You build an anti-kite room, and you build a boss room with just everything inside of it, and creatures that work well together, and that's pretty much it. I like segmented type stuff where it works on trying to kill off all 4 potions. Boss room can do that, like an all in the boss room strategy can do that, but it's not really its strength. The strength of an all in the boss room strategy is to force someone to use 1 potion and then force enough damage on top of them while it's on cooldown to kill them off. Like, that's what the real strategy there is. If you can survive long enough to use another potion, then you can probably kill off a few more units, and then again you have to, you know, that's like the strategy of an attacker. You have to try to use a potion and then like dodge everything for a while, and then, you know, you're back up to having a potion on cooldown. You can kill a few things, use another potion, and rinse and repeat until everything's dead. And usually you can time that out as an archer. Basically, you just only fight when you have like volley off of cooldown, and then you try to like get everything together. I'm taking way too much damage from this, by the way. Like, this one webmaster should not have hit me this much. There's almost 1 full potion just from that group, so this is probably not going to go all that well, but we'll try. Oh my god, I got stuck on that ballista trap, was it? Yeah, it was a ballista trap. I got stuck on it, or else I would have rolled over to the safe square. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, so we have an archer on bear traps. This is an archer on bear traps that I like. I think I've talked about before, you know, there's some strategies with smelly archers that I don't like because they're very easy to avoid, and not very easy to avoid, I would say. It's like when you put them in a circle and you have all the bear traps there, if you volley them, they all die and they deal 0 damage to you, and it's a pretty big defense point investment. This is only 1 smelly archer, so I don't mind that much. You know, and it still has a good chance of locking you up because you have to get off the spike trap, so it's okay. It's not bad. Alright, I'll just roll over this. Okay, I mean, the jelly well's fine so far. Let's see how it all works. I like, actually, these groups that you're using. I like the Zeke plus Webmaster. I think that's actually pretty good. Probably better than Smelly Warriors, maybe. Yeah, that could work. It's way more burst damage, but if you can dodge the initial leap of the Webmaster, or if I have bear traps. If I'm running this with bear traps, it's probably quite a bit more easy for me to get through it. But if it does hit you and then the Zeke hits you, it's like 1 potion right there, like automatically. Alright, this is a lot of springboard traps, so I'm just gonna build up some stun immunity before I go on it, because I don't know what's gonna come at the end of it. So that's one of the smelly archer setups that I was just talking about there. I actually should have checked for that beforehand. I should have had my mouse scrolling up here and to see what was coming. That was a mistake on my part. But I was able to build up some stun immunity, so you could see how that didn't do damage, but the ballistas just did. But this is the type of strategy where you have a pretty big investment here. I don't know, like 8 to 10 smelly archers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ballistas. So, and then all of those. So it's like something like 70 to 80 points. Just in this little segment alone to kill the person 1 time. If you don't kill me, I just got through like 1/4 of the defense points, 1/3 of the defense points, 1/4. Yeah, 1/4-ish of the defense points, and only took maybe 1,000 points of damage. So the rest of this feels a lot easier. You know, I have 2 potions left because it feels a lot easier because you used so much that didn't really work out. However, if I hadn't built up stun immunity there, and I just kind of tried to roll across it really quickly, and got locked up in these, I would have taken, you know, maybe 1,000 damage to 1,500 damage just from the traps alone, and then the mines plus ballistas probably would have killed me. And that's like the whole strategy of this setup. It works sometimes. I've had it work against me. Usually if I'm not paying attention and I just like roll through something thinking that there's nothing on the other side, that's when it usually ends up killing me.
Excellent.
So yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of this castle. It's pretty good, it's just a lot's riding on that one little zone there. But, like, the beginning of the castle doesn't really lend itself to that zone. Like, at the beginning of your castle, you're, like, trying to deal little bits of damage, slowly whittling down the potions. So you slowly got me down to, like, 2 potions, and then, at the end, you're, like, just trying to kill me. Like, it doesn't really work together. You could even try to put in, like, 2 of those death zones and hope to kill the person on one of them, and, you know, or you could extend your castle and make something that tries to get through these last 2 potions. I don't know, either one is fine. I mean, the castle as it is right now, it'll probably still get some kills from that death zone either way, so it still works out. Anyway, this is number 3, so we're going to end the video here. As always, if you guys enjoyed it, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of Eurocastles, you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com. Level 20 and above, and make sure to add me to your friends list so that I can attack your castle. And double check in-game names, because I've had a couple people who have sent me their in-game names, but they're like level 1 castles, or the names don't exist. So double check that that is indeed your in-game name. That is pretty much it. So currently I have 3 more castles on my list. One of them I'm waiting for the person to add me to friends list so that I can attack them. So I have 1 more full viewer castle, so 3 castles to go, and then I'm out of castles again. So if you want to just shoot me some more emails, I will get to them whenever I have time. I've been updating my list pretty much every day because there hasn't been that many emails. It usually, when it starts to get overwhelming and I get like 30 emails a day, then I tend to only open it like once a week because I have so many more castles to run every single day I open it. But so far it hasn't been that bad. I've been able to keep up pretty nicely. I'll actually update this saying that I have updated the list at June 20th. Alright. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.